Marcus, good to see you.
You too.
How much of a confidence boost is it for you that the England manager sees you as such a valuable player, he wants you with the senior squad for these games rather than the under-21s?
Yeah, I think it's a decision that obviously he's had to think about and what's best for England as a country and for me as a player. And for me, it's just waiting for him to make the decision. I'm thankful that he's made that decision, and I'm happy to be with the seniors and to continue my development. And I think we both look at it on the same side of things, so it's important to be on the same page.
Would you have liked to go on to the under-21s? I think you did say you were ready to. You'd have relished it.
Yeah, I think it's something that you look forward to, being selected for your country as a whole. You know, you've got the under-20s that are out in Korea doing well, the 21s that are about to go into a tournament. So I think whatever age group you're called upon, it's important that you have the mindset where you're going to achieve great things.
One England under-20s cap. You only made your under-21s debut 9 months ago. It's a bit like your career at Manchester United. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, hasn't it? Are you okay with this being fast-tracked? How has that felt for you?
Yeah, I think to me it's not being fast-tracked. You know, there's been a lot of games, and I think England and United have both dealt with it in a positive way. They're dealing with the situation well, and I feel comfortable in the position that I'm in.
You feel fit and healthy and energetic? I mean, I wonder, people talk about a young player like yourself having an awful lot of games. That doesn't bother you?
No, I think a lot of it's mentally. You know, if you prepare yourself mentally the correct way, then physically you'll be able to push yourself through it, and that's what we have been doing. Your
club manager, Jose Mourinho, said he wanted you to come away with the seniors rather than the under-21s. Did you have a conversation with him about it? What did he say to you?
No, we didn't actually have a conversation. You know, what he said out to the media is obviously what he said out to the media, but he kind of just left everything and let it fold out itself.
Do you relish being in this environment where the competition is absolutely at its stiffest? Jermaine Defoe, Harry Kane, those sort of strikers to play alongside?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you come away with England, there's always competition, and it's good competition, and you're always improving and you're continuing your development when you're away from the club. And for me, that's one of the most important things, that I continue my development.
Obviously, competition at club level as well goes without saying. There is talk of Manchester United possibly signing Alvaro Morata. Is that somebody you'd welcome at the club?
I think obviously at a big club you're going to attract big players, and that's what we want as the players that are at the club. Anyone that can come in and help the club win trophies, which is the ultimate aim, they're the players that we want to bring in, and good competition it's important if you want to be successful.
What about Ibrahimovic and Rooney? I mean, two of the masters of their trade. What have you learned from them? I mean, obviously with Rooney at club and country, but since Zlatan came to Manchester United as well, do you feel you've benefited from them? What have you learned from them?
Yeah, I think obviously the way that both the players that you've mentioned, the way they think, the mentalities towards the game, they're the biggest things that I can take from their game. And I think with them type of players, whether they're here for the next 5 years or however long they're here for, you never stop learning from them. And there's so many examples, both for club and country.
Wayne Rooney, of course, your teammate, isn't here. Are you still utterly convinced? You know him really well, of course, from club. Are you still convinced he's got a future with England here?
Yeah, knowing Wayne it's nowhere near over, and the abilities that he has and the things he can do on and off the pitch and the effect he has on all the players, he's still got a lot to do in his career, and there's still a lot of trophies that England hope to be playing for.
What do you expect from Scotland?
Scotland are a good team, and you know they've got a lot of good qualities that we have to respect. And going into the game, we have to think about what they can bring to the table. But I think we have to go into the game confident that we're going to go there and win the game. And no matter who the opponent is, I think that's the attitude that we have to have.
We sometimes forget you're still only 19. Do you think you'll ever have played in an environment that's going to be as hostile as this?
I think it's just another experience. You know, it possibly will be one of the toughest that I've faced so far, and for me, I'm hoping so, because it's another experience that I can tick off the list, and then I can keep moving forward.
You could end Scotland's chances here of qualifying for the World Cup. Is that in your mind?
Not really. I think we have to concentrate on our own game. You know, that could be in their players' minds, and it could be an extra incentive to go out and perform. But for us, we have to concentrate on ourselves. Like I said, we have to respect the qualities that they have, but first and foremost, we have to concentrate on ourselves.
Because they've got to win, though, you'd expect them to be absolutely up for it. It's going to be tough in that regard, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think any game at international level, it's always competitive games, and every team wants to win, and I think that's the glory in the game, and we don't expect nothing less going to Scotland.
Thanks, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus. Are you itching to start a match for England again? Because it's over a year, isn't it, since you last started?
Yeah, it's a process, and I'm taking it step by step, and I'm happy playing the role that I'm playing so far. It's just about being ready to start, like you say, being ready to make the impact if I'm on the bench and I need to come on. So, going into the game, I've got good thoughts.
What memories do you carry from that first start for England?
Obviously, it was a very emotional day for me anyway, and for us to win and for me to score made it even better, and they're memories that you can't really replace.
With Manchester United in the latter part of the season, you've obviously been starting up front in that role. So since you were together with England last time, do you feel that you're an improved player again? And obviously being part of a European trophy-winning Manchester United team.
I think all that it's proved playing is that the development is happening. To everybody else. To me, I already know that it's happening because I know that I'm working hard in training every day, and I can see the development in myself. But for me to be playing the games and scoring some goals, it just shows, it's just proof of the development.
And can I ask you as well, Marcus, in the light of what happened in Manchester that week, there were great scenes with you and Jesse Lingard celebrating together on the pitch in front of the fans. You obviously went to visit some of the victims in hospital. Did you feel that was an important thing for you to do?
Yeah, I mean, the things that are happening around the country and around the world, they're not good things, and it's disappointing to hear about the attacks in Manchester and the attacks in London, and we're with all the families as much as we can be, and it's important that the families know that, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to go and visit the hospitals. And
it's been quite a thing, hasn't it, that has happened in Manchester since the attack?
Yeah, we're doing as much as we can to try and support all the families and the victims of the attack, and things like the concert and going to the hospitals. It just shows the families and people around the city that everyone's together, and we have to fight it together.
Thank you, Marcus. Hello. 12 months ago, you were in France getting ready for Euro 2016. You were saying you feel you have improved, and that was what I wanted to ask you about. You clearly have, but what specific areas do you feel you've improved most in these last 12 months?
I think there's a lot of areas. I mean, my all-round game has gone to another level, and the way my brain thinks when I'm in certain situations on the pitch is different to what it was a year ago. So, like I said, I'm happy with my development, and I hope it continues.
You've come through quickly, as we know you're the youngest in this squad. Do you feel, though, that your generation, the 18, 19, 20-year-olds, are actually going to be pushing the current England squad even harder over the next 12 months as we get ready for a World Cup?
I think it's clear to see, really. I mean, the younger age groups in England, the under-21s, the under-20s, the 19s, right the way through to the under-16s, they're always pushing themselves, and you can see them battling for trophies. They're in finals. The under-20s are out in a semi-final now. We expect the under-21s to go out there and have a good tournament. So it's clear that there's a lot of young talents in England, and as long as we can get them playing and keep on coming through the system, then I think it's massive for England.
These guys removed a couple.
Live,
yeah, live.
Manchester United played so many games towards the end of the season. Is it difficult to kind of pick yourself up and go again after that run?
Like I said, it's the mentality. If you prepare yourself right mentally, then physically you don't think about it too much. You just bypass that phase. And also when you're playing and you've got finals to look forward to, and you're fighting for positions, it's a lot easier to kind of put the physical side of things to one side and just focus on the games, and you can push yourself through it.
You've obviously increasingly established yourself at United. Your international career is still fairly in its early stage. Do you feel ready to be able to to step up and really establish yourself at this level?
Yeah, I mean, it's a process, you know, and you have to believe in the process and you have to buy into it. And I think doing that, there's times when you think you should be pushing and doing more, but in reality you should be waiting and being patient, and that's what it's about. You know, it's about waiting and picking the right time to go forward.
You mentioned Wayne Rooney. Is it weird not having him around, because he must have been quite important to help you settle in?
Yeah, Wayne's is a massive influence around the whole squad, not only the young players. And like I said, I'm sure his international career is not over, and he'll be back fighting for many trophies.
Okay, guys, from this moment we'll move on to a couple of our little